show you what I've done. I've taken all the rust off these. These two pieces here were off that spare engine. That's literally how they were cut off when the engine got took out the Micra. So, as you probably saw, these were fixed back onto the engine in the Mini. This was fitted up through the gear selector tunnel, the hole in the floor, lifted it up, marked it off with a pen, took it back out and then sliced them through. So that one will get tack welded onto there, see how it works. That's probably going to get mounted onto that bracket on the back of the gearbox in a slightly different position, due to that dog leg nature I talked about. But this one, the Selector, I've had to dog leg it slightly, so I've had to bend that, kink that way a little bit, and I've had to kink that one that way a little bit, just so it's got that kind of dog leg arrangement on there. Let's tack those up and see how we get on. Yeah, there we go. I've just put a couple of little tacks on there. Needed a bit of folded over, but I can weld that on fully in a minute. Yeah, and that one's just going to need welding up fully, but all good. We can get them on the car. So they look quite good now. They've all been welded up, dressed off with the rotary file, but you can see just by looking at it just how much shorter these Selector rods have had to be. Quite significant really. Just got to check now whether they actually work, whether we can get it into gear. Well, I've got the gear stick shoved back up through the hole in the floor. It only bolts onto this hanger by one M10 bolt here, I think it's M10, through this flexible bobbin thing here. So that hangs off there, and then the other end, the shortened end, gets bolted on to this gearbox bracket here. I have, after consideration, decided to bolt it in its original place on this side, or the original side of this bracket. I was intending to put it this side, but I've decided to stick it back in its original place. So all we've got to put back on now is this Selector rod here, which goes in that way. You can see the dog leg in it, which I'm hoping is going to miss the corner of this toe board here. I had to crank it round somewhat to get it to reach this this little pivot part here on the Selector. So we'll get this put back on and then see if we can get any gears. The proof will be in the pudding. So I believe that goes that side. Looks like there's a little hole there or something for a spring or something. Not too sure whether I need it or not. I'll scratch all this new paint off. So that hangs on there. I'll tighten that up in a minute. And then this comes up and hopefully attaches to this, if I can get it off. So when it's a Friday, my phone keeps going. So that goes through there. There's no washer on it, but it's a very thin-headed bolt. I suppose in case this clashes with that, keeps the clearance. So that goes through there. Stick that on there. So, rod shortened, all connected back together. So there's this steady arm, which forms part of the bottom of the gear stick, and then the selector runs down. A bit of a knuckle on that there, but comes onto that selector. And you've got that bracket. So that's the look. Right, back in a second. Let's lower the car down and see if we can get any gears. Right. Sitting in the car. It's a bit dark. Let's do this cover off a bit. Right, the mechanism's coming through the floor. Well, first we've got the gears of some description. That must be neutral. That's got to be first. That's got to be second. I can't get third or fourth. First time I've ever done this in a Mini. It's gone into fifth, and then you get a different noise if you go into reverse, which was that click. So there's no third, first, second. Right, well, let's try and press the clutch in. See if that makes any difference. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Reverse, yeah. Pretty much like in my Volkswagen outside, which gave me a hint. Sometimes you can't get third or fourth without the clutch being pressed down. Not quite sure why. Maybe the clutch, because it's in line with the gearbox, maybe putting pressure on one of the shafts and maybe locking the, or putting pressure on the gears to not want to move and select properly. Maybe it's that, not sure. I don't know too much about the Micra gearbox, but maybe that shaft's in line with the clutch and the final drive, and it's just impeding the selection. We'll do it again. First, second, might go into third, press the clutch down, third, fourth, fifth, reverse. Cool. It was as easy as that. Cut them up, weld them together, bolt it on. Simples. Cool. Another job done. If you like what you're watching, hit like. If you don't like what you're watching, hit don't like. If you've not subscribed, just do me a favour and subscribe. Let's get the numbers up a little bit. Next job is, I've just bought myself a little air filter for the throttle body. Have a look if that fits. Have a look what kind of ducting I need for that, and once that's in place, I think I'll have, excuse my stomach, I'll have all the space used up apart from electrics. So what I'm basically saying is the space I've got left after the air filter, I can leave for electrics, see what I can do with that. So we're getting there. Catch you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed the video. Just a little addition to it at the end. I bought this off Amazon. Well, it's two parts. I got this aluminium billet gear knob with the number 5 on, and I've got this little extension piece which should make this Micra gear stick that little bit longer. If needs be, I'm pretty sure I can heat that up and even bend it towards me. So I'll show you. You've seen it already, but the Micra one's a bit short. It's a bit of a funny thread on there. It's like an M10 coarse thread. It's got a different pitch on the thread, so you have to make sure you get the right extension piece for it. But if you just type it into the search, you'll find out what thread it is. So that will just screw on there. Like I say, I can bend this towards me if I need to, or modify it, shorten it. We'll see how I get on. Yeah, so that just threads on there. Nice and tight. There we go. Easy to reach. Get my hand to it. 1, 2, clutch down. 3, 4, 5. Reverse. Easy peasy. There you go.